What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Team Solemn Circus Live video. On the left side here, we have Goblin Bikers as the deck profile that we guys saw yesterday, going up against Brandon on the right side here. Before I dive into, like, comment, subscribe, we are back. Not all the duels are going to be local duels. We are experimenting with DB as well as local duels. I can't get everything at locals. I don't have that many cameras set up. As well as some of the videos are not the greatest all the time. You end up breaking and you're playing against Tempai, you get Raigeki'd, and we actually just see the Brandon player going first here, and like I was saying, I'm talking about not the greatest. We see a set of a J, a monster, and 2 spells and traps, and passing a turn on that. Not great at all from Brandon. We are going to be seeing the opponent start off with the tour guide, something like a copy of a Goblin here. This is going to be the Fiend, the Harris, whatever it's called, I don't even know. But we're going to go up into a copy of Gabonga. Gabonga will be able to detach. And we are thinking on that there. I see them search for a copy of the... I can't search for the trap, I was going to say. The armor equities there. We're going to see them search for a copy of Clutter. And it's going to be able to attach to summon out different bodies, depending on which ones we have in hand. We now know we have a Clutter, so I'm assuming that we have the other one, like a Doug or something like that, in the hand already. But, yeah, we're going to see the Doug going to be attaching to summon. And we do attach the one of the Goblin Biker guy, so we can use him in the graveyard as well, which is really cool. We're going to be seeing Doug go search for a spell and trap here, I believe. Searching for a copy of the Grand Entrance. Or, searching for the other one there. I was going to let them be level 6, which is kind of cool here. We're going to see an E-Tele, which is going to be letting us go up into a copy of the Psychic Wielder, or a Nyanya at this point. Well, that's not something I would see every day. It is a level 3, though, which can bring itself back out, which is important. We're going to see this go into a copy of the... this is going to be a Light Fiend XYZ, the Harmonist guy. And that's going to let us go into a copy of the Requiem here. So, yeah, so it's the Mellow Melody, the Brass Djinn, which is a Light Fiend. Just letting us go up into it. And we can also, it's an XYZ, so we can attach the materials from it to get our effects. And then we can go up into it if we wanted to. But we're going to be seeing the Requiem going to be attached into the Engraver here. Because we do summon with the copy of Requiem, go up into the Engraver, attach. And then we're going to be activating the effect of the Engraver, sending the copy of Requiem to send the face down card. It's going to be a copy of McCurger at this point. And now we know we're playing against Branded. And I guess we can start playing a little bit differently. We're going to be seeing the Fiend in the Graveyard detach, and then we're going to be able to summon with the copy of Nyan. It does turn itself into a tuner, but we can go up into a copy of the XYZ Armor Guy, detaching 2 to draw 1 card, and then we can smack on top of the Fortress one, which lets us search by detaching, searching for a copy of the spell or the trap. Going for the trap here. And then we do see us go up into the bigger guy here once again. I'm pretty sure you can do that. Those Fortress cards are super cool, like the armored water cards. There's lots of them too, there's full armored Lancer and stuff like that you can go up into. The Shark deck, I think next format is definitely going to be a good one. If you guys have not read any of the cards, I definitely recommend you doing that. We are going to go up into a copy of the full armored Lancio, and this one came out of the Battle of Legends by sending the copy of the Trap. And this itself should be pretty close to game, right? We're going to see the Goblin spell, which will then let us summon with a copy of Clatter, giving us an additional normal, I believe. And then we're going to be able to summon out with the copy of Clatter, just reborns one from the graveyard, summon with the copy of Doug here. Then we can make them both level 6s. There you go. Battle phase, attack with Engraver. Attack with the Clatter. Attack with the Doug. They're thinking on this. They do have a Forbidden Droplets to kind of play through this. We're going to be seeing a Droplets here. Going to be sending maybe a Book of Eclipse. And no, we chain Book of Eclipse first, right? So they're just doing battle calculations here to see if they can survive. I mean, they're probably not going to win this game anyways. Like, we have too much. I don't know what the face down is. Yeah, they're going to send 3. They have lost and duplication. Yeah, definitely opening up a lot of our bricks here. We see droplets, Mercurier, fusion, dupe, and then a lost. Yeah, with 1 card left, it's not going to be enough. Yeah, they do draw an Aluber here, but that's going to be just going to be enough anyways. Like, you know, it's kind of hard when you do brick. Like, this could be something you see with branded a little bit more now that we only play 1 branded fusion. You have to play a little bit more bricks. You know, talking like with the Nadir Servant. Now, Nadir Servant is not necessarily a brick, but a Maximus is the card that you do search off the Nadir Servant. If you have a high spirits and no other cards in the hand, like a bunch of spells, you can obviously brick as well. Like fusion dupe, you only play 1 of it now, but you know, obviously, like we saw there, you know, the chances of seeing Branded Fusion is a lot less likely. Now, even if Branded Fusion was in the deck, it still would have been the same ratio, and we still would have bricked at that point anyways. We didn't see us breaking on any of those different cards. We are playing 2 Mercurier there, so that definitely could have been a little bit of an issue. But hopefully in Game 2 we will see a little bit of a better... I have been told this is a better Game 2. We do go to Game 3, so I guess I'll just give you guys a little bit of a fair warning. And this is the top 8 match of the of our last Locals tournament. So we are going to be seeing Brandon be able to choose to go first or second. Once again, hopefully not opening up that bad. But we are going to be seeing the Branded player go first. Now, will we see a Ash Blossom on a Branded Fusion is the question. We're going to be seeing a Branded opening, discarding a copy of... Now they're thinking on this. Looks like we have a D barrier in the hand as well. We're going to discard a copy of Maximus here. So not opening up the Grace, which can go for the Aluber. Aluber can activate the effect, searching for a copy of the Branded Fusion. Now we do have a trap in the hand. We are going to then activate the effect of Lubellion to search for a copy of Sorenir there. So maybe we should have gone for a different kind of play. Sorenir into, or go into Sorenir, but I guess we do lose the draw a little bit better, or harder that way. We're then going to go for the Albion effect. I mean, no, I guess that's the case. We would be fine, because we can just dump and then add back, because we have Retribution. And we had Sorenir and Albion, so we would have been able to get that. But we do see a Branded Fusion going to be activated there, dumping a copy of Albaz, and we have the Lubellion in the graveyard already, so most likely going for a copy of the Cartesia. That's going to let us go to Albion. Albion can then let us go up into the copy of Lubellion by using the Albaz, or the Albaz in graveyard and the Aluber on the field. Let's go up in the Lubellion. Lubellion will be discarding the copy of the Sorenir, letting us dump as well. They are thinking on the discard. Yeah, we're definitely on the Sorenir there. They put back the Albaz and Lubellion to go up into a copy of the Branded, or the copy of the whatever his name is, Mirror Jade here. I don't know how I forgot that card's name. I have over 100 copies of him. We're going to be then seeing the copy of the Sorenir, dumping the copy of High Spirits. We are going to be able to add it back during the end phase of this turn. This card's an absolutely crazy card. We do dump the Lubellion to the graveyard, or we dump the Albion to the graveyard by summoning the Lubellion here, which then place the copy of Lost on the field. We don't have that much access to any kind of Albaz, so maybe not having a Cartesia. And we have not normal summon, so if we do have a Cartesia in the hand, we could normal summon that out to kind of summon out the copy of Grang and all. But we're going to be just setting one here, and then during the end phase, we could see the Albion set a copy of, like, Branded in red. We could then also see, like, the High Spirits add and then dump. Maybe, like, we shouldn't have dumped the copy of Retribution. We should have dumped the copy of Albaz, so we have a Branded in red setup. I have a feeling that's probably what we should do there, but we're going to add back the copy of Cartesia. But we could also chain High Spirits. High Spirits add High Spirits back to hand, activate High Spirits in the end phase, dump the copy of the Cartesia. And we do have a Magnemite for that Albion, though, so we cannot activate the effects to set the copy of Branded in red. We're going to go for the copy of Magnemite there. We are going to add back the copy of High Spirits. And do we activate the High Spirits, dump the copy of Granganol, and then keep maybe the Cartesia in the hand? We definitely should be chaining the High Spirits there to dump. Because we can dump a Granganol, which then, when our opponent does Bestial us, we do get to then summon out a copy of Quem. Quem dump the copy of Albaz. So we do have lots of plays here, but we choose not to. That's going to be a huge misplay for us. Yeah, you definitely want to be summoning with that Quem there. We're going to be seeing the Terratop being normal summoned, activating the effect here, which can then search for a copy of the Tacky Tomborg. I'm assuming that we are playing, yeah, we're playing the Tacky Tomborg package. So we are playing the Speedroid at level 3s to give us 2 bodies on the field. We also have a copy of the, whatever that card is, the level 3 extender E-Telly here. Then we're going to go D-Barrier, calling XYZs. Make it so it's very hard for our opponent to kind of continue. They can't go up into the immediately first link of Kabunga, or XYZ of Labunga here. Making it quite difficult there for us. And we do still have the Mirajay, which can then dump. And they're going to be able to play at any kind of time. But they have the Bestial in the hand. So we definitely should have gone for the Quem line. Now they would have most likely banished the copy of Albaz. So we would have not been able... Well, I guess they couldn't have banished the copy of Albaz because we would trigger the Granganol on the copy of the Bestial. But we're going to see them link away up into an SP. And then I'm believing we're going to be seeing a Mirror Jade, yeah, on the summon of SP. SP cannot activate the effect because we didn't use a extra deck monster for it. But we're going to be sending a copy of... I have to remember this is going to get hit with a copy of a Bestial here because we have it in the hand. There you go. Chaining SP on itself and the Magnemite. And that's going to... We're banishing the Mirror Jade there. That's interesting. I feel like we should always banish. There's no reason to not banish Lubellion there. You want to keep the Mirror Jade or Headlong. Unless they're chaining the... Yeah, I don't really quite get it. But we're going to be seeing the... We're misplaying hard over here. This is frustrating watching back a video. But yeah, the Lubellion should be banished there. We want to keep the Mirror Jade on the field, especially when our opponent doesn't have that many ways to kind of get rid of it. But we're going to be seeing High Spirits here revealing a machine, which we don't have. High Spirits literally reads as following. Reveal one monster from your hand, so one level 8 fusion monster from your extra deck with the same type that has 2,500 attack or defense, and then apply this effect. So we can't dump a machine because we don't play a machine. But they dump a copy, and they can't even dump Garua. What the heck are they doing here? You have to dump like a Cartesia. Ay, ay, ay. That would be busted. You could just dump one from your extra deck, dump a card from your hand from your extra deck to search. We're going to dump a Rinbrum, which is a Wing Beast. We can't do that either. But we do have a Cartesia, so we can dump... Okay, so they are repairing that. I mean, yeah, you do have Cartesia, so you can send the Granganol. And we do play 2 Granganol here, so we're going to be banishing the Retribution to add back a copy of Branded Fusion here. And... we do summon out the copy of Cartesia. Then we're going to activate the Branded Fusion. This is going to let us play through like an Imperm or a Veiler. or I guess even an SP there because I can target. We're going to dump a copy of the Tragedy and as well as the Albaz, going up into the copy of Lubellion. That's going to let us also search. And we have a normal summon, therefore we're not going to be able to normal summon the copy of something else, like the Aluber or the copy of the Quen that we do search. We're going to go Chainlink 1, Lubellion, Chainlink 2, Cartesia, Chainlink 3, Lost, and we do go up to a Granganol. We're going to be using the Cartesia as well as the copy of Lubellion. Lubellion we'll be able to put back, therefore giving us like an extra material. And if we are smart, we're going to be putting back the copy of like the Lubellion and the Albaz because we want to be able to put back other cards later in the grind game. Like we are going to be needing a grind game here, but they are putting back the Mirror Jade. We do play 2, therefore we can do it. Like that, the Mirror Jade should not be on the field. Like we could have sent the Mirror Jade to the graveyard, put back the Lubellion and the Albaz, so that when the Quen wants to bring out another copy of Mirror Jade, it can. But we do search for the Mercurier off the Lost as well, so we kind of have a monster negate this whole time. And we didn't dump anything off the copy of the Granganol just yet. It looks like that's what they're thinking of doing. They're dumping a copy of Albion here. Off the Mirror Jade, though, to banish that Druid Worm. Okay. Yeah, we definitely should have dumped a copy of like a Rinbrum off of the Granganol, but oh well. We're going to go Battle Phase and attack. They're going to attack into the SP. And then we're going to attack with a Mirror Jade here for 3,000 damage. But we do have the Gaming Puppet lock set up, right? We have an Albaz engraved. We do not. Okay. They're going to go for High Spirits. Now they're going to use that to send a Granganol here. Sure. To add a copy of Albaz. Okay. Then we go End Phase, Cartesia, add back. We're going to be able to set the copy of Branded Red off the copy of Albion. Now we could have like Rinbrum in the graveyard as well here, which would also be able to summon out the Albaz once we discard or something with another Carter effect. But we're going to go Branded Red, target the copy of the, I think it was the, I don't even know what the Tragedy there. Then we go up into a copy of the Sanctifier. Sanctifier is going to summon the copy of the Beginning Puppet as well as the copy of Quem. Quem can then dump the copy of the Albaz. And if we would have sent the Rinbrum, we would have been able to... Yeah, and they go... They had a Baldrake there, but we do see a Game Puppet lock in the Game 2 here. Even misplaying through a lot of it. Honestly, that was kind of horrible. You know, we did still get there at the end, but, you know, wasn't very pretty. But now we're moving on to Game 3, where we're going to be seeing most likely the Goblin deck going to be choosing to go first here. They can set up quite a good board. I know they are playing the copy of the like the Bamboozling, which is going to make like any of those high impact hand traps that we are playing in the side deck. You know, like potentially a Nibs or the copies of the Drolls. You know, we can change the effect into just draw one card, which can be really good because of the fact that, like, you know, the Brand deck's not going to play that many hand traps. So if we can just want to like deduct or make a card that stops the blowout cards, which is like Droll. Obviously, Droll is going to be a lot more impactful. You know, it's going to be most likely hit before we end up making the Bamboozling. But, you know, we can just make essentially a Nib protected board by going into that copy of Bamboozling. Because they're not going to be playing like an impermanent Ash and stuff like that. We don't have the room for that in the side deck. Therefore, going to be pretty nice for us if we do choose to make that route. Or we can just, you know, bank on them not having it at all and kind of just play through it. But diving on into Game 3, we are going to be seeing the deck going first here. And we're going to be seeing a Tour Guide being normal summon, activating the effect once again. And I do miss normal summoning Tour Guide. I wish I could do that in Unchained, which may be coming very soon. You know, I might be hopping back on the deck. It is between that and Sprite. Most likely both decks are going to be uploaded on the channel this week. I'm just going to be trying to playing through which one. I know a lot of players are tired of watching the Fiendsmith cards, but we are going to be seeing that going to be kind of the new trend in the local meta. But we're going to be seeing the big Bagonga search for the copy of the Doug. Doug can summon itself out by attaching the copy of the Fiendus once again. And then we're going to be summoning out the copy of the Tracker because we do control at level 3. Then we're going to go up into a copy of the Exceed guy, and we're going to go up into the copy of Fortress. We draw a card off the copy of the Exceed and search for the copy of Trap. Once again, we are going first here, so we are going to be able to set that up, and then it's going to be like a suck, as well as a double attack, which is really cool. But we're going to be detaching to summon out from the graveyard with from the big Bagonga here. Then we're going to summon the copy of the Clatter and the copy of the Doug once again, and we do overlay into a copy of the Brass, and then we go up into the copy of the Fiendsmith, go up into Requiem here, and then copy of the Fiendsmith Engraver. Engraver can then attach the copy of the Requiem, and then we can go up into a copy of Princess. Princess is going to be the other level 6 that we need. We're most likely not going to go up into the copy of the Link here, Circus. We're just going to go up right into a Caesar, and then we are going to be able to just... We do have the Grand Entrance in the hand as well here, so we could just see a combo. We also have an Ash Blossom as well, if I do see that correctly. But we're going to go up into the bigger guy here, the one that lets us suck. And then we're going to activate the Goblin Grand Entrance, searching for a copy of the Charger here, detaching to summon itself out. And then we activate the Grand Bash, making them both level 6s. And then we're just going to set one and pass turn on this. So we have Caesar, the Trap, a Suck, as well as a copy of Ash in the hand. We do see Big Bagonga going to be resolving here, attaching the copy of a Fiendus once again. And that's just going to be it from us here, and they just draw for turn. So can we find a way to beat this? We are playing Dark Ruler No Remorse. We're playing copies of Book of Eclipses as well. You know, that we can out this board. The Trap is going to be like our only interruption alongside the copy of the Ash Blossom in hand. We do have the copy of Book of Eclipse here. Going to be negating that, leaving that Caesar essentially useless, and then we can chain a copy of the opening here, and they're going to be thinking on that. They do discard another opening. It doesn't discard for cost, so it is important that you let it resolve before you discard. Letting your opponent know what they have in hand can be kind of crucial. You know, if you discard a copy of Tragedy there, you know, it could have just shown off a lot more. We do see the Aluber being special summoned out and then activating the effect, searching for a copy of Lost, which does indicate that we have Branded Fusion in the hand already. They do activate the Trap here, which can let us go up into a copy of the big green guy here, and that's going to let us suck up the copy of Lost, making so that we can negate the activations, you know, not removing, but just get a good Crazy Beast. It's kind of crazy being able to suck up a continuous spell. Then we see a Ash Blossom on the Branded Fusion there, and we have 2 cards left in the hand. We have played through a bunch of their stuff here, but we still have no way of stopping that Caesar. We're going to go into Dear Servant, and this is going to send a copy of Garua, letting us search for a copy of Maximus here. And then we can draw off the Garua. Can banish the Garua off for Maximus, and we can dump a copy of, like... Now, we are locked out of the extra deck, therefore we can't really go for, like, an Albaz during our end phase. But what we can do is we can dump the copy of Albion alongside a copy of... We see them dump the Requiem and the Zeus. We can up like a Titaniclad and an Albion, letting us set a copy of Branded in red, summon out a copy of Quem. Quem can have a copy of Albaz, and then stuff like that where we can just play. But we still have no targets in the graveyard. So it is kind of rough for us. But we could potentially see like a High Spirits line as well. They wanted to search for High Spirits send. They just had an opening there, and then we're seeing the Titaniclad summon out the copy of the Quem. Quem's dumping a copy of the Albaz here. Now our opponent has Caesar once again, so they will be able to kind of play through the stuff. There's not much that we could have done in that hand because of the fact that like we had to summon out the copy of opening, but setting the second opening there is very interesting to me. We're going to be banishing the copy of Grand Bash to summon out the copy of Clatter. Then we're going to summon out the Clatter. Is going to do summon another copy of Doug. Doug can then activate its effects. We are getting very close to time here, so they are trying to calculate if they can end up getting a win before we go to time to make it sure it's not a tie. It is a top 8 match we don't want to go through. We're going to go battle phase, attack, and then attack. And then we can attack into the Maximus, and that's just going to be enough for game here. They're going to go Branded Open, and they're going to attach to negate, and then they're just going to admit defeat here. They do have the Sorenir in hand as well. That's why we were hoping to chain the Sorenir, similar to the copy of Aluber. Aluber add back, and then let the Sorenir dump, but we see Goblin end up taking the win here. Not the greatest hands from Branded. That is going to be something that we don't see as often. Branded having like those god hands. One Ash can just end their turn if they have to go through and search for that copy of Branded Fusion. Regardless, hope you're watching the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, see more content like this. Stay safe. Peace.